Hey guys, so this is kind of different. I wanted to film a haul today of a little bit of stuff I got from 123 Stitch, but you may or may not know, I can't remember if I mentioned it, that I have blocked out the windows in my bedroom because it is too, oh my god, the cat's on the table, shaking the camera. It's too light here when I'm trying to fall asleep because it's summer now, and so I had to put up poster board over my windows, which helps slightly. The downside being that there's not a lot of light in my bedroom anymore, so it's kind of weird to film in there. So we are out in my living room and I'm sitting in front of my couch and my camera is sitting on top of the box that my rice cooker came in. So I'm gonna try to do this relatively quickly because it's super hot and I can't have the air conditioning on when I'm filming because I fear that it will be too loud. And also I didn't get that much stuff, so it shouldn't be that long anyways. So this is an order I placed on 123 Stitch. I had a little bit of a PayPal credit left. Oh my god, Dexter, you're messing it up. You're messing the whole thing up. Had a little bit of a PayPal credit from some freelancing that I did. And I just, oh my god, Dexter! Okay. This table thing might not work because the cat is obsessed with moving everything that the camera is touching. We're just gonna wait for him to settle. Okay, anyways, so I had some money to burn and I looked on 123 Stitch and I kind of lost my hauling mojo, partially because I feel like I don't really need anything, and I don't know, it was hard for me to pull the trigger on this stuff, but when it came, I was really excited about it. So I bought 2 patterns, 3 pieces of fabric, and some specialty floss. So I bought a Mirabilia, I bought Deco Spirits. Oh my goodness. No big deal, the cat just laid down and his butt pushed everything forward. How do you guys film in your living rooms? Like everybody that films at their couch, what is your setup? Tell me what it is because I might need some help. So I got Deco Spirits. This is the one that Tracy showed a long time ago and I really like it. It's very kind of slightly off-brand for Mirabilia, but it's very pretty. There's no beading in this one, it's just metallics. So this would actually be a really good one to start with, presumably, if you wanted to. The other pattern I got, I'm obsessed with. It's from Silver Creek Samplers and it's called Northwind. This one has been on my wish list since at least last Christmas because when I sent my mom my Christmas wish list, I remember that this was on it and I didn't get it and I was kind of disappointed about it. So I got it now, you know, a whole half a year later. And I almost started this when this came, and you guys know how I am about starting things, but I almost started this. The pull was strong, but I didn't. So this is Northwind. It's just a long sampler, I guess, and it has a barn here and some birds, and then there's a kind of a stormy, snowy sky, and it says, "The north wind doth blow, and we shall have snow, and what will the robin do then, poor thing? He'll fly in the barn to keep dry and warm, and tuck his head under his wing, poor thing." Poor thing, I love it. I was so close to starting this, as I said, but the reason I didn't was this is quite long, I think. So 28 count, it's just over 8 inches by just over 19 inches. That's too long. And so my solution is, everyone, I want to do this 1/1, but my problem with that is I'm wondering if I stitch this 1/1, if the writing will be readable, if it will be clear enough. Because something I'm finding right now when I'm working on peacock pinwheels is that the 1/1 is so small that in some of the sections where it's like a stitch and then a space and then a stitch and then a space, it doesn't even look like a space. It doesn't look like anything special, I guess. And I mean, it's just like peacock feathers or whatever, just a part of a peacock. But I noticed while I was stitching it that it was hard to stitch because it was a lot of counting and it didn't really look like the amount of effort that I had put into it. So that made me worried that then doing this too small with the writing, that something would kind of get lost. But I would really love, can you imagine if it was half that size? It would be 4 inches by like 10 inches. Oh, so tiny. So I might test that. I might pick a fabric and test just some of the writing, just so that I want it to be readable, obviously. I guess I could change the color too. It's like, it looks like a really kind of a pale green that it's written in. So I might have to do a little bit of altering that. And so I also got 3 very neutral pieces of fabric. Can you see they're only slightly different shades? I wanted to try some different colors of fabric, and by different colors I mean different shades of neutral fabric. But I knew that I would use these, right? Like, this is my wheelhouse. And I got 18 by 27 pieces because that's pretty much Mirabilia size. So this is just kind of just a little bit of stash building for me, stuff that I know I will 100% use. So the first one is 28 count. Oh, they don't actually say what the fabric is. Okay, let me get my invoice. God, I'll have to write those on those tags. Okay, so this is 28 count Jobelin, and it's in new khaki. It's a very interesting color. It's kind of like a warm tan. There's something about it that's not quite what I thought it would be. I don't know if it's, I mean, it's called new khaki, and maybe it does have like the tiniest bit of green in it. It's a nice color, but I think I like cooler tones on the whole, so that's what threw me off with this one. But it's a very pretty fabric, very solid neutral, and I can definitely see myself stitching on that. And the other two, oh, I like these a lot. So this is a 28 count coffee. No, oh my God, what am I talking about? New khaki, this is Lugana. 28 count Lugana in new khaki. This is my Jobelin. 28 count coffee Jobelin. I love this color. It's like a cooler brown, but it has a little bit of pink in it. That's not going to show up at all. Maybe you can see next to my face. If you look at the difference between these two, it's pretty vast. This is the new khaki in front. It looks a lot warmer. And then this coffee color, something about it is kind of rosy to me, and I really like that. And then the last one I got is 32 count Lugana. This is Lugana also, and it's in light taupe. And it is. It's just like a really light, kind of grayish brown. So those are my super boring, very typical McKenzie fabric choices. The last things that I got were, when Mania was starting, I decided that I was going to do, originally I was going to do a big start and a little start, and I guess I kind of did anyways, but I wanted my big start to be a drawn thread pattern, and then I looked through and realized that I was not prepared at all and didn't have anything kitted up, and I was willing to switch out the silk for DMC, and I'm still going to do that. But a part of each of the, or most of the drawn thread patterns is some kind of variegated color, and I didn't have those. So I can't remember now in hindsight if I just kitted up enough for one or for two, maybe just one. But I got 5 Weeks Dye Works. I'll show you them quickly. So this is Hunter, Ivy, Blue Spruce, which is green, Begonia, very bright pink, and Whiskey. I think I have Whiskey already. God, I need to work on my floss storage. Those are the Weeks Dye Works. I think this is for Perennial Border. I can't remember if that's the exact name of it. It's a drawn thread pattern, and it's just it's like a square, and it's a lot of kind of greenery, and then it has these really bright pops of color. I think that's the one I kitted up for. I'll have to check, obviously. And the other thing I got were 4 Threadworks over dyed flosses. these are cotton also. 4 of them were required for the drawn thread, and then I bought another one because I thought it was pretty. So the first one I got, oh no, it's only numbers. The first one I got is Spanish Olives. I've never had Threadworks before. They seem really nice. I didn't know what length to get, because I think there are options on 123 Stitch to get a 5-yard skein or a bigger skein, maybe an 8-yard or a 10-yard, and the pattern didn't really specify, so I just got one 5-yard skein of each. I can't imagine needing more than that, but if I do, I'll let you know. The next one I got is Very Berry. Then I got Morning Glories. These are so pretty. They remind me a lot, variegation wise, of the water lilies, but these are cotton, so I think they're a little bit more cost effective. Downside though is they just have, there's the front, they just have a number on the back. So I have to look at my invoice to know what the name of it actually is. I mean, not that it's necessarily important, but. The last one I got is called Shortcake. This one's so pretty. So those are the 4 that I got for whatever I was kitting up, which may or may not be Perennial Border. Have to do the research on that. The last one I got, I just got because it was pretty. So this is Wildflowers. And you guys know me, I'm all about my pastels and my soft variegations. So look at this. It's just every pastel in one thing. Let's put this over my face so it won't focus on it. It's so pretty. And that's all I got. That's it. So I love Northwind. I would really welcome your feedback on whether or not doing that 1/1 is silly. Like I said, I'll have to do a little bit of test stitching to see if it will actually be readable that small, if it'll be, if it will look like it makes sense basically, and not just look like a bunch of tiny stitches. And yeah, so that's it. I am going to do very little editing for this because it's very hot and I'm not motivated. And I'm going to turn the air conditioning back on. So thank you guys so much for watching this, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!